Here we go.
On today's episode of 3D, are the Chiefs in trouble? See what we think can solve the Kansas City contempt. Meanwhile, it was a fight for the ages. Canelo Crawford. Catch our results and thoughts. Furthermore, it's early, but it's time to give Dolla'S dynamic top 5 NFL teams so much more on today's episode of 3D.
Woo! Good morning, good afternoon, good night, to whatever time that you may be watching. Welcome back. Come on in and take a seat, as we are back here on 3D, and it was a wild weekend in sports this past weekend. So much to talk about, so much to dive into. Starting off with my team, yes. My team, y'all go ahead and laugh it up while you can, all you haters out there. Because yes, my team, the defending AFC champion, the Kansas City Chiefs. To 0-2 this past weekend after some controversial calls or missed calls in that Super Bowl rematch between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles at Arrowhead. This is the first time since 2014 that the Chiefs have been 0-2. We've got a game that we have got to get ready for this upcoming Sunday against the New York Giants that obviously prove that they can score the football. Can the Chiefs score the football, or at least slow down the Giants to stop that offense and show something from our own offense, from Patrick Mahomes, from Travis Kelce, from Xavier Worthy, from Hollywood Brown, until Rashee Rice comes back, or will some drastic measures need to be taken? I'll tell you what, if and when the Bills drop the Dolphins on Thursday Night Football, I think Kansas City Chiefs and the Hunt family need to be calling up the Dolphins as quick and as soon as possible and saying, hey, how much y'all need for Tyreek Hill? So, a third? You just want a third? All right, yeah. Tell him pack his bags. We'll send that third to you tomorrow. And just be over with it. Because right now, what I'm seeing from the Kansas City Chiefs playmakers, it is nothing noteworthy, and it is something that will need to be changed in order for the Kansas City Chiefs to get to where they're going at the end of the season, and where we're used to seeing them at the end of each season. Now, surprisingly, the Cincinnati Bengals have made it to 2-0, but Joe Burrow possibly done for the season after a grade 3 turf toe sprain is probably going to keep him out for 3 months. Now, I'm no mathematician, and I'm sure none of my viewers are that are watching, and if you are, come on, holler at me. I might need another statistician over here. But if you are doing the math, 3 months from now is December, which is putting him in around the week 15, week 16 time frame. Now, depending on what the Bengals season looks like and how high Jake Browning can keep these Bengals afloat will determine if we see Joe Burrow this season or not. My vote is not, and as you already know, Joe is already on a hot seat when it comes to being a top 5 quarterback, but that's neither here nor there. Now, the next thing over in Jerry World, an old-fashioned Texas shootout. Because the guns were blazing and the offenses were firing on all cylinders. Defense said, hey, man, y'all got it. We'll just take a break this game. Y'all got it, man. No defense today. Because the game was won 40-37 in overtime off of the automatic leg of Brandon Aubrey, man. I'm not sure if this nickname was taken or not, but everybody knows Calvin Johnson. That was Megatron. Brandon Aubrey just might need to be Legatron, because that man can kick it from anywhere. I know the coach over there, Brian Schottenheimer, is telling Dak, hey, look, man, come here. Look, just don't mess things up, man. Get it to the 50-yard line, and we gonna do the rest. And by we, I mean Brandon Aubrey over there. Look at 17, he already warming up. The man could kick from 75 yards, let alone make a 64-yard that helps send this game into overtime, kick another another field goal to clutch it, to win it. This man is hitting kicks, hitting field goals at the buzzer like he's Steph Curry. So forget Steph Curry range on the basketball court. We got Aubrey range on the football field, because as soon as he steps on the field, he's in range to kick and make a field goal. Now, I will say that this event, nothing tops Canelo versus Crawford this past weekend. It was a prime time fight. If you were able to stay up and watch it, that is. This fight didn't get started till about 11:30 at night, maybe 12 o'clock in the morning. But if you stayed up for this fight, you stayed up for a Crawford classic, a Crawford virtuoso performance, if I will say so myself. This man moved up 4 different weight classes to take this fight throughout his career. For one night only, we got to see him take on the super middleweight champion of the world in Saul Canelo Alvarez, and might I say, he handled his business mightily. This fight wasn't even close in my opinion. I was able to stay up and watch the whole thing from round 1 to round 12. It was practically dominated by Terrence Crawford. First 4 rounds, easily managed to handle his business, and it felt like Canelo didn't necessarily even wake up until the 5th round, and by then, the scorecard isn't in your favor. You pretty much need a knockout or a TKO in order to get back on the cards. And to all the guys that was out there, all my so-called homies that are boxing experts, and told me Canelo was gonna win this fight. Told me Canelo was gonna knock out Crawford in the night, TKO style. I said, whoa now. Now I ain't never seen Crawford got a pause put on like that.
I ain't never ever seen you act like this before.
Crawford, he was in total control of this fight from start to finish, from beginning to end, from front page to last page, from top of the book to the back of the book. He handled this fight. He read this man a good night story, tucked him in at night, and laid the pillow down ever so softly to hand Canelo yet another loss of his career, being the 3rd one. At the end of the day, and he not only moved up 4 divisions, but managed to leave the night with 4 belts, being the WBA, the WBC, the IBF, and the WBO championships wrapped around him as the new champion of the world. But, it takes guts to walk down your opponent and walk out of there with 4 championship belts. But for these 5 teams, yes, 5 teams, they could be ending the season as champions. Dolla'S dynamic top 5 NFL teams. Let's go without further ado. Number 5. The Baltimore Ravens. Yes, they dropped their week 1 thriller in Manila over there in Buffalo, New York, losing that game ever so slightly to Josh Allen, who put on the biggest Superman cape, soared on the field, and won that game for the Buffalo Bills almost single-handedly. But their offense looked like they were humming. I'm talking about humming, like Stevie Wonder.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Baltimore, after they just handled business in a total throttling, a total thrashing, an old-fashioned butt-whooping, we call that BTA. They handled business against the Cleveland Browns this past weekend. For the first 2 weeks of the season, they're averaging over 40 points a game this year alone. And they are looking real poised for their next matchup in what will be another test prior to what they have in the next game, being the defending AFC champion, Kansas City Chiefs. So, Baltimore, they're my number 5. Lamar Jackson, he's rolling, looking like he's poised for another MVP caliber season.
And that's when he can be just so intimidating. The other safety from the other side. Look at the blockers they got down the field there. Roger Rosen.
Not anymore! Henry, another touchdown!
And number 4. Going Dolla'S dynamic top 5 NFL teams. Number 4, the LA Rams. Yes, nobody seems to be talking about the LA Rams. They were this past off season saying, hey, Matthew Stafford, he might be done. What's going on with his back? He hasn't practiced all offseason. He hasn't played in the preseason. They're saying he's got to get shots and injections before these games so he can at least suit up and get through the pain. But when he's out there, the man is wheeling, the man is dealing, and that is no bar intended. That man is throwing and slinging the football all over the place. Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, they are having a field day out there, and they are looking like wide receivers and the team poised. This defense, they are still young. They still got guys that can go ahead and go get you. Starting with Jared Verse on that defensive line, this team is young, and they are poised to make a playoff run this season. This is a team that I personally would not want to see late in the year or in the playoffs. Let's not do too much on the offensive side, Matt Stafford. Just keep getting the job done. Throwing the number 12, throwing the number 17. Number 3. Dolla'S dynamic top 5 NFL teams. Number 3, the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, he's putting on a Superman cape. He's making it do what it do. You know, as usual, he took out his biggest red cape, put it on in that fourth quarter and said, come on, y'all, follow me. In typical Josh Allen effort, the man passed for over 250 passing yards in the fourth quarter alone of that game, and that is just insane to do. He put up some gaudy numbers in that game and just handled business throughout week 2 as well. Now we'll see what is to come for him in his week 3 matchup on Thursday Night Football. I know in my mind that Josh Allen is going to ball out in that game. He's going to go ahead and move his Buffalo Bills into 3-0 with decisive matters and handling up on the Miami Dolphins on Thursday Night Football. Number 2 on Dolla'S dynamic top 5 NFL teams. Number 2, the Philadelphia Eagles. Whoa. Dollar, these the defending NFC and NFL champions. Shouldn't they be number 1? Pump your brakes. Because I have so much respect for what they did last season, for being the NFL champions, for being the NFC champions. That is why I have them ranked so high so far. However, after some shaky performances with their week 1 and week 2 matchups, almost losing to the Cowboys, they're a couple CD drops away from dropping that game and starting the season 0-1. A couple of missed calls here and there, and a Kelsey drop in the end zone from being 0-2. So yes, the Eagles are managing to skate by and skirt by on the merits, but that's why I can only list them at number 2. Now, hey, a win is a win, whether you win by 100 or you win by 1 point. A win is a win, and it doesn't show in the stat column what you won or how much you lost by. It just shows wins and it shows losses. And the Philadelphia Eagles, no matter how ugly the game looks, they are still managing to keep those W's on the board and those L's off. So that is why they are number 2 on Dolla'S dynamic NFL teams. Without further ado, we just got done with number 2, no bar intended, but let's go ahead and skip to number 1 on Dolla'S dynamic top 5. Number 1, the Green Bay Packers. Yes, go ahead and pack them up, launch them up, because what I've been seeing from Green Bay thus far, that defense, it might be world beaters over there. Now, they've added Michael Parsons to an already sound defense that was already top 5 in points allowed last season, but they have only given up 31 points thus far all season combined through game 1 and game 2. That is 15.5 points. For all of my mathematicians out there and all you non-mathematicians out there, 15.5 points this defense is giving up all season. They are stingy. They are hungry. They are wolves over there. They are flying over to the ball, and those wolves are led by the Lion himself and Michael Parsons, who's real hungry, and he's stirring up some noise over there for that defense that was already top 5 in points allowed just last season. Now, you couple that with a couple of new weapons that they have on that offense, being Matthew Golden and a couple of other guys. They still got key guys, Romeo Dobbs. They've got Jaden Reed. They've still got a solid team around Jordan Love. All Jordan Love, all coaches asking you to do, look, man, keep the consistency high and keep those turnovers low, and you can possibly lead the Green Bay Packers right back on the title town. That's what they call it, right? That's what Green Bay is called, right? They could lead and walk them straight down the aisle. They said he's 27 years old. If it's something that you don't know about the Green Bay Packers and their Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, all of them have got it done at the age of 27. Whether it was Aaron Rodgers, whether it was Brett Favre, whether it was Bart Starr, they all got it done at the age of 27. Now you, Jordan Love, you are turning 27, sir. So can you, Jordan Love, get it done for your Green Bay Packers? That is what we'll have to determine, and that is what we'll have to wait and see. But I am so pumped and ready to see what I see from my top 5. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was dynamic top 5 thus far for the NFL season. But that's all the time that I do have on today's episode of 3D. I appreciate you guys for sticking it out with me on yet another episode. Stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. We've got interviews. We've got episodes. We've got insight to bring you. So I'm on back. Daily Dollar fam, man. Like and subscribe in the meantime. I have been Will DollaBill Bush. Y'all have been the best. And I'll see y'all again next time. Peace.
Baby, let's go to Spain. You doing very fine. I'm really trying to make it mine.
Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Cause we are back on 3D against the
You hopped up in that race.
So we'll never know. And the business. And they are standing on business.
Trying to just make it mine. You hopped up in that race. Baby, let's just go to outer space. You cool and great, fine.
Versus the
Hating, I can't care cause I'm immune.